Mark thought he had the perfect marriage. Coming home with flowers, he imagined Sarah's happy smile. Little did he know, his world was about to shatter completely. Sarah took the flowers with a forced smile. Her eyes darted away nervously. That subtle shift in her behavior was the first clue something was wrong. Across the street, their neighbor David watched with a knowing smile. His eyes lingered on Sarah just a moment too long. Mark noticed but brushed it off as friendly. During dinner, Sarah kept checking her phone under the table. Her fingers trembled as she typed quick replies. Mark's suspicion grew with each hidden glance. Later that evening, Mark replayed every strange moment. Her distant behavior, the secretive phone checks. His gut told him something was terribly wrong. Mark heard Sarah whispering in the bathroom. "I miss you too," she said softly. His heart sank as he realized she wasn't talking to him. Sarah drove to a secluded cafe across town. She kept checking her rearview mirror, unaware that Mark was following several cars behind. David was already there, checking his watch impatiently. He smiled when he saw Sarah approaching. Their meeting was clearly planned, not accidental. Mark watched from his car, pain gripping his chest. They embraced like lovers, not neighbors. His worst fears were confirmed in that terrible moment. They held hands across the table, completely absorbed in each other. Sarah laughed at something David said, a genuine happiness Mark hadn't seen in months. Mark took photos with shaking hands, evidence of their betrayal. Each click of the camera felt like another piece of his heart breaking away. David leaned close, whispering something that made Sarah blush. Their intimacy was obvious and painful to watch. Mark had seen enough evidence now. Sarah left with a secret smile, completely unaware she'd been discovered. That smile would soon vanish when faced with the consequences of her actions. Mark drove home, fury mixing with heartbreak. He planned his next move carefully. The confrontation would come, but timing was everything for maximum impact. Sarah returned home acting completely normal. "Just finished errands," she said casually. The lie rolled off her tongue so easily it chilled Mark to the bone. Mark pretended everything was fine while secretly gathering more evidence. He checked phone records, credit card statements. The web of lies was extensive and shocking. David texted Sarah from his window, watching their house. His arrogance would be his downfall. Mark saw everything through binoculars, recording it all. Sarah sneaked away to read David's text, that secret smile returning. She thought she was being so clever, but her every move was being documented. Mark found hotel receipts hidden in Sarah's drawer. Multiple dates, expensive rooms. The evidence was overwhelming. Their affair had been going on for months. Sarah made an excuse to visit David. "Just returning borrowed tools," she said too cheerfully. Mark knew she was going for another secret meeting. Mark set up a hidden camera in the living room. He wanted undeniable proof before confronting them. The stage was set for their ultimate exposure. David came over when Mark was supposedly away on business. His confident smile would soon vanish when he discovered Mark's clever trap. Thinking they were alone, Sarah and David embraced passionately. The hidden camera captured every moment of their betrayal. Their secret was no longer safe. Mark watched the live feed from his hotel room, heart shattering with each intimate moment. He had all the evidence he needed for the perfect confrontation. David boasted to a friend on the phone about his affair. "Married women are so easy," he laughed arrogantly. His cruelty knew no bounds. Mark consulted his lawyer, planning the perfect confrontation. He would expose their affair publicly and ensure justice was served completely. Sarah received a mysterious invitation to a neighborhood party. Little did she know, Mark had organized it specifically for their exposure. David preened in the mirror, completely confident. He had no idea this party would be his public humiliation and ultimate downfall. Mark set up a projection screen discreetly at the party. His hands were steady now, fueled by righteous anger rather than heartbreak. Sarah arrived with David, laughing together like a couple. Their public display of affection would soon become their public shame. Mark took the microphone, his voice calm but firm. "I have something important to share with all of you," he said, locking eyes with Sarah and David. Sarah's smile faded into panic as she realized what was happening. Her eyes darted to David, both frozen in horror at what was coming next. The screen lit up with video of Sarah and David's intimate embrace. The crowd gasped collectively. Their secret affair was now exposed to everyone. David's arrogant smile vanished, replaced by pure horror. The neighborhood turned against him instantly, their judgment clear and unanimous. Sarah tried to explain, but words failed her. The evidence was undeniable. Her reputation shattered in front of everyone she knew. Mark handed Sarah divorce papers right there. "I want nothing to do with you anymore," he said coldly. Her betrayal had cost her everything. David was completely shunned by the neighborhood. People turned their backs on him, his reputation destroyed forever by his own actions. Sarah packed her bags alone, tears of regret streaming down her face. She had lost her husband, her home, and her dignity in one evening. Mark changed the locks, his expression determined rather than heartbroken. He was closing that chapter of his life forever, moving forward stronger. A for sale sign went up in David's yard. He was forced to leave the neighborhood in disgrace, his life unraveled by his own betrayal. Sarah moved into a small apartment alone, her life reduced to boxes and regrets. The consequences of her choices were now her daily reality. Mark finalized the divorce with his lawyer, free from the lies and betrayal. He emerged from the ordeal with his integrity intact and future bright. David left town with a packed car, his tail between his legs. Karma had delivered its justice, and he would always be known as the homewrecker. Sarah saw a happy couple and felt overwhelming regret. She had thrown away real love for temporary excitement, and now faced the consequences alone. Mark renovated his house, symbolizing his fresh start. He removed every trace of Sarah and created a space that was truly his own again. On her birthday, Sarah sat alone with no calls or messages. Her affair had cost her not just her marriage, but all her friendships and respect. Mark began dating a wonderful woman who valued honesty and loyalty. He found real happiness after the pain of betrayal, his faith in love restored. Sarah saw Mark happy with his new partner, realizing what she had thrown away. Her punishment was watching him thrive while she remained alone with her regrets. David worked a low-paying job in his new town, his charm gone along with his reputation. Karma had reduced him to exactly what he deserved. Mark thrived in both his career and relationship, proving that honesty and integrity always win in the end. His life was better than ever before. Sarah looked at her wedding photo alone, tears falling freely. She had learned the hard way that betrayal destroys everything, including the betrayer. Mark helped a friend going through similar betrayal, sharing his hard-earned wisdom. His pain had become purpose, helping others avoid similar heartbreak. Sarah began volunteering, trying to find redemption through helping others. Her journey toward becoming a better person started with acknowledging her mistakes. Mark got engaged to his wonderful partner, their love built on trust and honesty. He had found true happiness after the darkness of betrayal. Sarah found contentment in solitude, her hard lessons learned. She understood now that true happiness comes from integrity, not secret affairs. Mark looked at his wedding photo one last time with peace, not pain. He had survived betrayal and emerged stronger, proving that karma always delivers justice.